Okay, so today I'm going to show you the natural process of change. How to change your life from where you are right now to where you want to be. How to change your life from the life that you have right now, the results you have, to the thing that you want to have, the thing that you're setting as goal. So, uh, before we start, most people, whenever they want to take the decision to change their life so they can achieve a goal, okay? So what most people ask themselves is, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to achieve a goal? Okay? A goal that could make their life better on any area. It could be the financial, social, etc. So the primary question people ask themselves is, what do I need to do to achieve this goal? There is nothing wrong about it, because for you to have any physical results, you need physical action. Okay? So there isn't any problem with them. But where the problem is people are trying to take action to achieve a goal. Okay? And these actions are not aligned with the person that they are. Okay? And we always say that whenever your action are not aligned to the person that you are, over time, you experience mental discomfort. You'll be stressed. You could be unmotivated over time. Okay? And you might even have physical disease. Why? Because the action you're taking to achieve a certain goal so you can change your life are not aligned to the person that could take the action. Okay? And that's the reason we always tell people that the change has to be started from the inner world. Okay? Because as soon as you change yourself, you'll be able to take action that will align to the person that you are. Because if you're trying to take action that are not aligned to the identity that you have, to the person that you are, to the belief that you have, you'll be unmotivated over time, because action will require time. Okay? So you have to be consistent. Okay? Because consistency is the primary key for any change to be made. For you to change anything, you need consistency. Okay? Now, what happens with the person that are taking action, that are taking physical action, that are not aligned with the person they are, is that they are unmotivated all the time, because they can't keep up with the action that can get them the results. Okay? And since they are taking action that are not aligned with who they are, they can't keep up with the consistency until they see the results. So they are being impatient. Okay? Because any change, like we said, need consistency. Okay? So any change must start from within. So the change must start from yourself, and just remove this. Mhm. So let me show you why the change has to be started from within. But before we go through that, I am going to show you how most people think it works. Okay? So people think that the external factors are the one that determines the life. Okay, so the external factors are the one that determine their life. So therefore, they reflect anything that life presents at them. They are being a reflector. This is what Neville Goddard called it, a reflector of life. Okay? Because they have this belief that their life are determined by external factors. Okay? So they are being a reflector of life. This is what Neville Goddard called this person. Okay? And remember, we said that belief, whatever belief that you have, we have a video about belief. You can check it out. We said that whatever belief that you have, there are reference point for your life. So they tell you who you can be and who you cannot be. They tell you what you can do and what you cannot do. And they tell you what you can have and what you cannot have. Who? The belief that you have. Belief that you have about yourself and the world, what we call the environment. They are a reference point that determines who you can be and who you cannot be, what you can do and what you cannot do, and also what you can have and what you cannot have. Okay? So these are beliefs. So people have this belief that their life are determined by external factors. Okay? And we all know that this is not true because we talked about it on a previous video as well. You can check it. We said that the external factors, they do not, we always say that. I can't stress on that enough for you to understand it. That the external factors, things that are happening or that are created by nature or another person or another group. External factors, things that are happening outside of you, they do not determine your future. You might ask me why. The reason is because you do not have control over them. Okay? So they do not determine your future. Now, if you have the belief that external factors or things that builds your life, you won't. Okay? Because you will not be able to change because you are accusing external factors or as the cause of your situation. Okay? And you and I know that the more responsibility you give away, the more power you are giving away on your life. Okay? So the more you are accusing external factor, the more you are accusing someone or something as the cause of the reason that your situation, that your life is the way it is, the more power you're giving away. So the less chance you have to change your life. Okay? So you have to see it that way, that you have to have this belief, which is you determine your life. Okay? And that is from the one of the Hermetic principles called as within, as without. Why? Because the without is always a reflection of the within. Okay? What you have on the causal word or the causal plane or I should say the mental plane, any belief that you have, any situation that you have going on your mental plane, on your mind, your subconscious mind specifically, will be reflected on the thing you do, and the thing you do will give you the result. And this is how your result are always a reflection of who you are. Okay? So you must have this belief, which is the person you are, the version of you that you are right now. You have certain people, like we said previously on this video, you have certain people around you. You have certain people that you can be in touch with, certain people that you can contact, certain people that you can join. You have different event, okay? You have different event, and you also react a different way to a certain event, and you have advantages. These advantages are the one that you don't value because they are normalcy. And then you have different problem which you're trying to solve right now by a version of you that has this problem. Okay? So as soon as you change, this problem will be advantages for you and you have different one. Okay? Because you determine your life by the choice you make towards external factors. Okay? Let me show you here how the technical process happens so you can understand better. Okay? So if you gotta go out with something on this video, get out without. I'm going to try to make it vividly possible for you to understand how the process works. So let's assume this is you. I'm gonna make the head very, very big. Okay? So let us assume this is you. So on your subconscious mind, you have belief. Okay? Belief that you have about yourself. These are what we call the self-concept. Okay? How you conceive yourself to be. So these are beliefs that you have about yourself and belief that you have about the world. Okay? How you perceive the world to be. Or how you understand that the world is. Okay? And I'm not going to go into details, but we know that the belief and an idea that you've been processing over and over, or hearing or reading about over and over, and you've attached a certain emotional connection. This is how you form a belief. And we said last time that a belief is not alone. It has this what we call the web of belief wheel. Okay? And that's the reason we create belief very quick. Because we create belief or accept ideas as belief, ideas that either confirm or explain better belief that we already have. Okay? So if you had a belief that life is hard, it'll be very easy for you to accept a new idea that either confirm or explain better the belief that you have. So here in your subconscious mind, you have belief that you have about yourself, which is self-concept, how you perceive yourself to be, and you have belief about the world. Now, these beliefs that you have in your subconscious mind, they always express themselves unconsciously and naturally. Remember these two words. Belief that you have about yourself and the world, they always express themselves unconsciously and naturally. What does that mean? Naturally, you don't have to force it. You don't have to say, okay, I have this belief, let me express it. It doesn't work that way. It's always expressed by law, naturally, and unconsciously. What does that mean? That you're not aware of the expression of the belief that you have. Now, these are always expressed on what you do. Okay? So they always express on what you do on a daily basis, unconsciously and naturally. Okay? Now, for these to be expressed unconsciously and naturally, there are what people think that determines their life. We call them external factors. And an external factor is a factor that happen by nature and created by other people. Okay? So an external factor is something that happened naturally on the world, on earth, and things that are created by other people, situation that are created by other people. Now, what are, people think that these are the one that determines their life. These do not. What are these? They are advantages, or a good word would be a possibility. Okay? So these external factors are possibilities for you to express who you are. Okay? So anything that happened on the external world, the choice you make by the action you're gonna take is what determines your future. The choice you made unconsciously and naturally based on the belief that you have about yourself and the world on your subconscious mind is what determines your future. Okay? And we always make a choice unconsciously and naturally towards these. Okay? So these are external factors and we don't have control over them. Okay? And these are the one as well that a lot of people call natural test. Let me write here. Natural test. You might have heard people saying that the universe is getting me some tests. Okay? People call it also natural test. Why? Because as soon as you're trying to adopt a new belief about yourself and the world, you need what we called earlier consistency. So you need to process this belief with consistency over time, or we can say frequently. Okay? So this belief can go to your subconscious mind and manifest or express to the action that you do. And this is not spiritual stuff. People think that this is spiritual. This is not a spiritual thing. Because people think that as soon as you're teaching them these things, they have to take note and leave it there. This is something that you have to live by. Okay? So you have belief about yourself and the world that you unconsciously naturally expresses to the action you take on a daily basis. And these action you're taking that towards the external factors that can be created by nature or by other person. And these action or the summary, the sum of this action is what gives you the result you have and also will determine the future that you will have. So as soon as you take the decision to change either the belief that you have about yourself and the world, you have external factors here waiting for you to express who you are. And what most people do is whenever they have this possibility, whenever they have this opportunity to express who they are, try to become, they express who they were. Because they can't keep up with the belief that they're trying to adopt. Okay? And that's the reason people can't change the habits that they have. Bad habits that can't get them the thing that they want. They say, okay, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna do something. And then when the possibility comes, they express who they were instead of who they are trying to become. Okay? And why does it happen? Because it's an unconscious and natural process. And that's the reason your goal is to adopt new belief and nurture them until they become normal to you. Because as soon as they become normal to you, you'll be able to express them unconsciously, naturally on the thing you do, and you get different results. Okay? So that is where the change begins. Now, if you're interested on changing the belief that you have about yourself and the world, changing the belief so you can take different action and have different results, I am inviting you in the next seminar where we are going to discuss, we are going to help you to change your life, change the results that you have in your life right now, change your situation. Okay? How do you do that? By changing the action. Because most people think that by doing the same thing, they'll have different results. Doesn't work that way. And you know that it doesn't work that way. If you're doing the same thing over 10 years, 20 years, you'll have the same results. So you have to change the action so you can have a different result. But for you to change the action, if you don't change the belief that you have about yourself and the work, you end up unmotivated over time. You have mental discomfort, so you'll not be able to keep up with the thing that can change your life. You'll not be able to be consistent. Okay? So that's the reason the first step is to change who you are, change the belief that you have in your subconscious mind. And this is a process. Change is a process. Okay? So I'm inviting you to a next seminar where we're going to help you with that. To change belief that you have about yourself and the world. And then you can take different type of action. Okay? Action here that can bring you different result. Because that's the only way it works.